Welcome back to Chatterbox Besties with Brenda and Ricky. We're two bestings sharing news, gift ideas, and lifestyle hacks to turn ordinary days into a 10 plus. We're so excited to chat today, and we're launching into spring. We've got a packed discussion, and we're focusing on health and wellness with our new episode called Guidance, Glimmers, and Glows.
But first, we have to thank all of our besties who joined us for the most wonderful Galentine's luncheon last month. What started as let's just host a fun lunch with a few close friends, turned into our first live gathering with some of our Chatterbox besties.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And as you know, I love Valentine's Day. And for years, I've hosted Galentine's lunches and brunches for my girlfriends. And it was so much fun to evolve that idea into an event for Chatterbox Besties and for both Ricky and I to bring together our besties at the lovely Eden restaurant in Chicago. Shout out to Eden, awesome food and a lovely setting. And thanks for helping us create this gathering. And thanks to each of you, our besties, who made it so fun and fabulous and really showed up. And we just had a great time just connecting and making cards and doing a raffle. It was great. And we hope to have more live events in the future. So stay tuned.
And I just want to add, it was only supposed to be 2 hours, and I think we ended up being there for 4 hours. It was really amazing.
It was a great gathering. We had a great time.
It really was.
It was
So
fun.
let's get into health and wellness. The first area we're going to get into is called guidance. For us, guidance can be about safety, preserving your health, wellness, and then also some basic, maybe not so basic tips. There's so many areas here, but we're just going to focus on a few today. The first one is ICE, which most of you know is in case of emergency. Please, please, please make sure your list of contacts is up to date. We all mean to do this, but now is the time to just check it and make sure that it's all up to date.
Oh my gosh, you are so right, Ricky. And we think like, yeah, we'll do it, we'll do it. Well, a friend of mine a couple months ago, she was walking in Chicago and a car like hit her. I mean, she's fine, but like kind of threw her over the car and she was unconscious. Well, somebody picked up her phone and she did have her in case of emergency contact in there, luckily. And oh my gosh, we were so kind of shooken up by what happened with her. And I immediately went to my phone and said, okay, do I have all my contacts in there in case of emergency? So it's a real thing. And if you don't have in your contact, I would, even as you're listening, I would suggest like pull out your phone and just make sure it's like up to date because it really is crucial. And we're lucky we have that. That's a good thing for us these days.
Okay, so the next one, which is kind of interesting, and some may know about this, some may not, is the emergency SOS feature. I'm going to talk about it for Apple phones, but I'm sure there's something similar for Androids. So if you're ever in a place that doesn't have cell service, you can always call for help because it connects you with the satellite transmitter or whatever the technical thing is. I don't know. But anyway, check it out on your phone, and it's really a helpful tech thing. The other one is called parking, and I know that you guys know this, but since we're all out and about all these times, please, please, please park in well-lit areas and try not to park between any large cars.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Okay, so the next one is about Uber, Lyfts, any kind of public transportation, taxis, etc. When you're alone, always text and call, even if you're only pretending to call, to tell someone that you're on your way. And that will alert the driver there's people looking out for you. And this is one that I just learned. Never let your kids be the last one out of the vehicle, even if they have to climb over you. Okay, so this is a popular one. Many of us love Amazon, love the convenience, 24-hour delivery, et cetera, et cetera. But regarding supplements, please don't order your supplements from them because there's many recorded cases of people who distribute your favorite brands and are replacing the pills with fakes. If you go to the company store, I think it's fine. But if you're going from a just random distributor, I'm just saying buyer beware.
Yeah, that's a good one. I know Ricky and I have been talking about this for some time now, and there's just been a lot of articles out there and cases of false products. Just buy from a reputable source. You don't want to be taking the wrong thing. So that's definitely a good
Or
tip.
nothing at all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You could be taking like a sugar pill, like who knows?
Yeah.
Um, so I am going to talk about weight loss drugs, and this is the GLP-1s and trizepatides of the world. It's all the rage, and let's face it, we all know people that are on it. And so, like, what's the deal? I mean, it's just so interesting. I was actually at a gathering last week, and a friend of mine called me after who hadn't seen many of these people in a while. And she was like, everyone's so skinny. Like it was hysterical. And she's really fit herself, but she kind of noticed. And so, yeah, a lot of people are on it. It's kind of today's version of the old diet pill. And it's really so tempting because of like all the cultural pressures out there to be thin. Um, but, if you decide that you want to try it, I do think you should work with a health professional that's knowledgeable. I've just heard of a lot of crazy stories where people are getting it. Someone told me a friend of hers is getting it from Mexico. I'm just like, okay, if you're going to try this, they're saying it could be safe. We don't know what they're going to say 10 years from now. Just be sure you're working with a professional so you kind of know that you're getting what you're getting. And I do know doctors who also have said, if you're taking it, you really need to stay hydrated. You need to keep doing or increasing your strength training and focus on your protein, which, by the way, is the talk from many midlife health professionals out there anyway. So, I mean, it's a good thing to do whether you're on weight loss drugs or not. But, just be sure you're working with a professional if you're going to try them. And so,
I just want
yeah,
to add one. I just want to
sure.
add one thing. I'm sick of the fat shaming. If you want to try it and you're going to a professional, then do it. But make sure, as Brenda said, just go to a professional so you're getting the real deal and not some fake whatever it is.
Kind of like the fake Amazon supplements.
Exactly.
And just to say, not all the supplements from Amazon are fake. I mean, they serve as a broker, right? They're just selling the stuff that people are selling through them. So it's just making sure who it's coming from as opposed to just blindly ordering because you see
Excellent
the
point.
name brand. So that's just something
Yes.
to check.
We're
Yeah.
we're not we're not slamming Amazon. We're just saying know what you're
Just
buying
know
and
what
who
you're
you're
buying
buying
and
it
who
from.
it's from. Yeah, exactly. So, Ricky, when I was at Canyon Ranch last month, which is always an eye-opening experience, they just have so many innovative ways to enhance your life. And one of the things I took in part in, which was so interesting, in their sports performance area that was super cool, I had this assessment done of my body, which included my strength and endurance. And it was kind of interesting. I mean, the first thing they had me do was step into this, they call it the bod pod. It's kind of a cute name. And it kind of was like a spaceship. So you just kind of walk in, you're just in your leggings and your sports bra, and you kind of put your hair up, no jewelry, and you just kind of sit in there for a while. And they do a very intense kind of check. I mean, you don't feel anything, but it's like a scan, I think, of your fat, your muscle, and really how your body is working. And then the next piece of the assessment included testing your strength, your aerobic activity, your CO2 intake. I mean, I was kind of like, I hope I'm in shape. Like, I have no idea. But they did so many things. And afterwards, they looked at all the data and they followed up with a very detailed personal plan, which I thought was very cool. It just kind of took my specific data we talked through what my goals are, and they gave me a really cool plan of what I should be doing. Of course, my husband then wanted to do it. You know, I told him to sign up when we first got there, and of course he didn't. And then it was full. So guess we have to go back. So oh well. But from an
Wait, were you happy? Were you happy with the results or how
yeah,
was
yeah.
it?
Well, the results were good. And yeah, I was definitely pleased. And again, to reach my goals, I was given a plan with what I needed to do. And what was interesting that's most relevant to kind of the majority of people is really what we were just discussing earlier. It is that overall, especially kind of in our, kind of time in our life, you really need to increase your protein, increase your strength training, and of course, keep hydrated. Now, I had a specific plan for me on not just those points, but several others. But it just was a nice reminder that those are really the three important things to kind of focus on. And again, so whether or not going back to the weight loss drugs, whether or not you're taking those or not, those 3 points are really important for longevity. And of course, again, always check with your health professional on what's right for you. So,
Oh, I've got a great tip if you're counting protein, and it's really easy. And it turns out that 99% of the people do it wrong. So I'm going to give you a 5-second easy trick. If you look at the protein per serving, obviously on the back of a package or something, you add a zero, and then you compare that number with the calories per serving. So if the protein number is equal to or higher than the calories per serving, you've got a great protein choice. If the protein number is lower than the calories, the item could have a lot of protein in it, but it's also loaded with carbs. So I'm just going to give you an easy example. A tuna packet has 70 grams of protein. You add a zero, and that's 170 grams. But the calorie count on the tuna, those little packages of
yeah,
tuna,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the calorie count's only 80, so basically you've knocked it out of the park. So it's not totally foolproof, but it's a really easy way to check.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's a great way because you kind of think, oh, I'm getting X number of protein grams. Awesome. But yeah, you need to really look at the whole picture. That is a great, great and easy tip. So I love that. Definitely be using that. And then I just have to bring this up, like on a side note. So, we're talking about the measures we and everybody takes to preserve our body and our youth. I mean, can we talk about that movie, The Substance? I
Oh
mean,
my God.
Demi Moore's latest film, if you haven't seen it, and she's won so many Best Actress awards. And I just have to say, I can't believe she hasn't won an award since for all of those movies she's done to date. So I was definitely drawn to seeing what she created with this movie. She did lose the Oscar award, the final award, to the young up and coming Mickey Madison, who was great in her film, but it was so appropriate to the message of the movie to have the young up and coming actress win. This movie, well, I'm just going to warn you, first of all, it is a horror film. I mean, it is very graphic and very disturbing. And I warned Ricky to have a blanket ready to cover her head at many of the scenes. It's so graphic, but oh my gosh, the message is so relevant. It's about an aging celebrity and all of her extreme measures. I mean, extreme as in like, out of this world measures to stay young and relevant.
Okay, I have to admit, I really avoided watching it. I don't love, sci-fi movies. It looked really creepy. But then I saw Conan O'Brien did it at the Oscars, and it was a little bit funny. And I think that was probably the worst part of the whole movie. So because he had done it at the Oscars,
Yeah,
it
his
was
bit was so hilarious.
yes. So Brenda just kept saying, "Did you watch it? Did you watch it?" And I'm like, do I have to? But for me, and I did get through it, and I didn't use the blanket, which is shocking because I
Oh, I don't
normally,
know how. I mean, I had the blanket on me like half the time. I kept like nudging my husband. Is it over yet? Is it over yet?
well, I think maybe because I was prepared for it. And
Yeah, and
Conan made
I
it.
had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was just like, "Oh, Demi Moore, and she's winning all these awards." I mean, I was like, "Let's see what this is all about." And I was like, "Whoa."
So I think the thing that I took away was the quest of not just youth, but beauty is like painting a wall. Like you start painting it, you love it, and then you just want more and more
Yeah.
and more. And then the problem is at what point is enough and can you stop? And honestly, it's really hard to stop when you start getting these little
Yeah, when you
pieces of,
just paint one wall and the next wall next to it,
yes,
just not quite, still looks kind of dingy, right? Like you
yeah,
do one little thing of plastic surgery and then you need the next. Yeah, it's
exactly.
like a slippery slope.
Exactly.
But I just, yeah, I mean, and honestly, though this film is very extreme, I could see this type of thing going happening in like the future. I mean, it is an eye opener. And it totally parallels what's happening today with the search for preserving youth. I mean, it definitely gets you thinking. But yeah, beware if you decide to watch it, if you're not into like kind of really graphic horror films. So, but yeah, I did have to twist Ricky's arm, and she's like, "All right, already, I'll watch it."
Exactly.
But then we had a great conversation about it afterwards. So yay, thanks for watching it for me. I appreciate it. The next area we're going to talk about for health and wellness, we're calling glimmers. What is a glimmer? I love that name. It's when you notice the little things in life that bring you joy and delight, or when you create these moments, either for yourself or others. And it turns out this whole notion is actually backed by psychologists, which I absolutely love. And it really turns out for me, as I think back, it's always been my favorite part to as a way to live life is to just kind of take in delights and like, kind of share them with others. And really, an example can be as simple as just pausing to watch a red cardinal like fly into your backyard during the first snow. I mean, it's such a vibrant and special moment. I mean, I stop in my tracks when I notice something like that.
First of all, I just love the name Glimmers. And I just want to say this is the opposite of a trigger. It's just that fleeting moment. It's a little bit different than gratitude because it's just giving yourself lots of these special instantaneous or spontaneous moments, like looking at the beautiful details of a bloom flower. And it also helps create these positive feelings, a general sense of calm and joy. And we just know how important all of that is to our happiness.
Oh, it's so true. So true. And what I love is that you can intentionally create glimmers for others, which what a treat it is to create a moment of joy for someone. And that is really my favorite area. At our recent book club, we read the book Mad Honey. I don't know if anyone's read it out there. It's about a woman who's a beekeeper. It's a great book, by the way, by Jodi Picoult. And guess what? Sarah, one of our book club members, she brought each of us this amazing jar of local honey. It was so amazing. It was a simple gesture, so delightful. Definitely a glimmer for that book club lunch that we had. And it was so cute. It had a cork as a stopper, it was waxed on like a wine bottle. It was incredible. Thank you, Sarah, if you're listening, for this amazing glimmer you gave us that day, and love that it was on theme with the book. And it was actually so perfect. And for me, now I can make more turmeric paste, Ricky. I'm excited about that.
Okay, well, I love creating glimmers as well. And I didn't have a name for it before, but now I do. And even the name makes me smile, I have to say.
For
Um,
sure.
but a little backstory. My husband, who has a mustache, was recovering in the hospital, and our family showed up with pressed on mustaches.
So great.
And it just created this beautiful moment. And I was telling Brenda that suddenly all these people were coming into the room that weren't his doctors and nurses. And it's kind of like, what are you guys doing here? And they said that it made them happy too. So I thought that was really
Well,
special. So
yeah,
some,
because it was so unexpected, right? In that
right.
kind of a setting. Like,
Yes.
what a great like moment of joy for so many people. That's
Yes.
awesome. I love that.
And when our grandkids come over, we kind of make faces and pictures out of our food. So I'm sure many of you have done this, but you know what? It takes the same amount of time to slap something on the plate or just do a little bit extra. So we might have pancakes that are the base and fruit or the earrings and or the eyes, can be thin slices of apples. We even put olives on strips of carrots and pretend they're dumbbells.
Oh, maybe I'll use that for strength training. I like it.
Yes. Anyway, the kids love this, but I think the point is in this fast-paced tech world, it's how special is it to get a thank you note from someone or,
Love that.
not just an email, but someone took the time to put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it and send it to you. And people really appreciate it. We need to say thank you more anyway. So,
Yeah, I think that's such a great thought these days. I mean, when you get that thank you note in the mail that somebody actually took the time to handwrite, you actually do spend a few moments with it because it's so rare these days.
and thank
Uh,
you, Brenda, because you always send thank you notes. So
oh,
I love them.
as do you. And I love your stamps. Ricky has the cutest stamps, by the way. Well, we'll save that for another episode. But yeah, I love those ideas. And even, aside from your family and your friends, even for your business, whatever business you're involved in, thanking your new clients or your longtime patrons with a personalized note is above and beyond. They never get that. And thinking of ways of going beyond does make them smile and think of you. In my husband's practice, we have tons of ideas. And on Valentine's Day, we give each patient, even the men, a rose on their way out with a little ribbon, a little happy Valentine's Day message. And it's so simple, but they love it. And especially, the single people or those that are, no longer with their partner, they just love it. It may be like the only Valentine's gesture they receive. And, it just shows appreciation. And all of these ideas are really a perfect recipe to live a 10 plus life. And it's the joy of others and then also giving and showing appreciation for others as well.
So I think the point that we're trying to make is appreciate the little things around you because there's lots of them and just take notice of them to elevate your day every
Yeah,
day.
agree. So agree. And then just making these gestures to surprise and charm and bring smile to others. Yeah, you're both receiving and generating joy and savoring and creating glimmer moments can maximize your happiness on a daily basis. So that's just something to try to baby steps, try to live by. So our third category in health and wellness, we're calling glow. And glow comes from the inside and radiates outside. And there's so many ways to get the glow going strong. Just back a teeny bit on Canyon Ranch. And let me tell you, that place is all about getting you glowing because you do all the things to make you feel your best, whether it's from getting a massage to partaking in a new health and wellness class to learning innovative information about heart health or Chinese medicine. I mean, I'm always wowed by how energized I feel, even after just a couple of days there. But if you can't get away, which is, not always easy to do, there's a simple activity that can enhance your life truly exponentially. And that's just walking. It is the most basic form of exercise that you can muster up. You don't need any equipment, other than your gym shoes. You don't need a special place to go. You basically step outside of your house and walk for exercise. And if you're walking in nature, you can breathe in the fresh air and the grass. Or if you're in the city, you can take part in people watching, which is always so fun. And there's so much to absorb. It's the number one health and wellness tip from so many experts today. It's to get out and walk every single day.
And I think there's something physical with the increase in your serotonin that comes
Absolutely.
from the walking.
Absolutely.
And we have a dog. You know, I'm a dog person. But the one thing about having a dog is you don't have the luxury or the choice to say, maybe I'll skip it today. Because you got to take them out
You
three
got to
times a
go when
day.
he's got to go.
Exactly. Three times a day, rain, shine, wind, whatever. But there is a lot of social interaction, either with other walkers or other dogs. And there's so much community and entertainment. The other day I was walking the dog, and our dog's ears get really puffy for some reason.
So cute. So
And there
cute.
literally isn't a walk where someone doesn't ask, how do you get his ears like that? I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. But somebody literally stopped their car as they're driving. How did you do that with
Oh
his
my
ears?
God. Yeah.
And I'm like,
I got a
not
little
on
ear
purpose.
lift.
Exactly. And then someone will ask, how old is your dog? And we say nearly 11, and they're shocked. And then I thought to myself, I wish that worked for us, but
So
it
great.
doesn't.
I love it. And I embrace the idea of going out in any weather, maybe barring 0 degrees. But then again, if you have the right gear, you can do that as well. I mean, unless it's an ice storm, I really try to get out and walk every day. And so interesting. I was actually recently out in Seattle for a family visit, and literally this time of year, it rains all day, every day, from like a drizzle to a downpour. I mean, you just never know, but it's just always raining. But I was really taken by the people in that city. It doesn't matter if it's raining. They're biking, they're scootering, they're walking without an umbrella. And bad hair days don't seem to bother them. They just go about their day. And I guess if you live in that climate, you just kind of go with it. It's all about the outerwear. So hands down, that's the number one thing to do. And it is the number one health and wellness tip, as we've been saying, walking. And now that the weather's breaking in, around the country and in Chicago for sure, there's really no excuse to get out and treat your body with this walking, just walking. And if you're interested actually in notching it up a bit, this was so fun for me to hear. I heard there's a Dr. Vonda Wright. She's a surgeon, and she is one that highly encourages walking every day, no matter your age. And it not only makes sense, but when she was a PI, a personal, I forgot what PI means. It's like a personal investigator, scientist. She intentionally conducted research which proved this exact topic. And she has this really great mnemonic that's really fun and easy to follow for longevity. And I want to share that with you. So, FACE, FACE, and the way I remember FACE is it's how to get your face to an optimal glow. So, F stands for flexibility. So, try to do yoga or stretching whenever you can. A is aerobic, and she recommends walking 45 minutes 4 times a week. I mean, obviously, if you haven't been walking, you can work up to that. If you have been walking, you can go beyond that. C is for carrying heavy weights 2 times per week at least. She also recommends, which I don't know about you, but I am not good at this. She said everyone needs to be able to do 11 push ups. You should be able to hold up your body weight, no matter like your size, your condition, and you can work up to that. You can start on your knees, but she means 11 full push ups. So, something for everybody to strive for, of course, if your health and physical ability enables you to do that. And then the E in FACE stands for equilibrium, which is balance. And an easy way that she suggests to balance is, when you're brushing your teeth, like just do it on one leg. It's so easy to do that. And that little by little every day, your balance continues to improve. So I really loved that kind of easy way to think about the things you should be doing during the week. So FACE, FACE, flexibility, walking, aerobic, carrying heavy weights and working on your equilibrium or balance. Of course, focus on the level that's right for you. And, if you haven't been doing a lot of fitness, definitely work with a health or fitness professional so you know what works for you. But I think it's kind of a nice general sort of mnemonic to think about every week. Did you get that in for the week?
And I just want to interrupt a little bit for the push-ups, which sounds scary to most people. You can start with push-ups on the wall or on the sink and then build up, and you'll be amazed at how quickly that builds up. I had to do that when I had shoulder surgery, and I
Mm-hmm.
can
How
do
many
quite a
push-ups
few.
can you do?
I can do 100
Full push-ups. Good
up on the
girl.
sink, on the
Oh,
sink.
okay. Well, she
Uh,
was saying, because that was kind of the conversation. Like the goal is to do 11 push-ups on the ground, full
I have
body.
to get
So
down on
that's
the
the goal.
ground. I
That's
haven't done that yet.
that's the goal.
And I've been doing the teeth, brushing your teeth on one leg for a while, but I need to tell you that make sure that you stand like a foot away from the sink because it's really easy to lean on the sink and kind of do it a little cheaty. And then all of a sudden I realize I'm not really helping myself in
Yeah, I can see that. I was actually trying it the past few days and I just bend my leg back, and that seems to be the easiest way to do it without
yes,
kind of
yes.
touching the sink or whatever. So,
But
so
if you do it every day, it really does build up quickly. And I do have to get back down on the floor and start doing those. I have been doing, what
we'll
do you
have a
call
little
those?
push-up contest at the end of the
Yeah,
year. See if
I
we
doubt
can
I can
get
do 11.
5.
Okay, talking about pick me ups, you know how people lie about their age, sometimes rounding down? We don't know anyone who does that, but in case you do. Well, I tried the reverse. I went to a department store and it was not a great day. And I went to the department store and I went to the makeup counter and I told them it was my birthday. But truthfully, I rounded up 10 years. And the
You're
woman was
nuts.
It was shocked and it was so complimentary. Oh my God, you look amazing. And I go, oh, thank you. So I'm just saying, if you ever are having a not so great day, it just brightens your day. This is bigger than a glimmer. This is like the whole package of sparkle. So
Oh
I'm just
my
saying,
God.
everybody should try this once, and it's 100% guaranteed. If you can do it with a straight face, it is the best serotonin booster I've ever
That
done.
is the funniest, best cheater method I've ever heard. Okay, I would just be scared that they wouldn't say anything. And then I
I,
would be like, oh, she thinks I really am.
it works.
That's
I,
hysterical.
I've done it with young people and old
You're
people, and they're always
hysterical. That is the
amazing. So
funniest thing I've ever heard. Oh my God.
I'm just saying it's worth
Oh
it.
my God. Well, nice job. I'm proud of you for kind of building, having your own little pick me up in your pocket. I love that. Um, well, we are going to end our episode with a truly fabulous find, gift idea for yourself or someone else to really glam and glow up your everyday. I'm so excited about it. Ricky, tell us all about it. It's so fun.
Okay, so I love these. It's a pair of socks made by a company called Maria La Rosa. They're metallic socks, and they kind of make a little crackling sound when you slip them on. But this is a real glimmer moment. So you wear them for yourself, but be prepared to get really noticed because who doesn't love glamour, even on your feet, right? This is going to put a real pep in your step. They're actually made of woven silk. It took them 3 years to develop these, but they're luxurious, they're unique, and they come in I think it's like 40 spectacular colors. They're really, really
That
amazing.
is so cool. I mean, how incredible. I can't wait to get a pair to glam up my everyday. So, so fun. I absolutely love that idea. Well, that's what we have for you today for health and wellness. Thank you so much for joining us on Chatterbox Besties with Brenda and Ricky. We hope we've gotten you in a great mood for spring with some good guidance and fun glimmer and glow topics. It's been so fun sharing with you. And thank you so much for listening. Be sure to tell your friends about our show and share with them and follow us on this show so you know when the next episode is being released. And we appreciate all of you and your amazing feedback. And thank you for rating us and commenting and following us on Instagram as well, and at Chatterbox Besties. And this fabulous metallic sock will be listed on our show notes. So thank you again. We love you so much, and we hope to see you soon.
And I just want to add, thank you, of course, but I want to add, if anyone has glimmer moments that they'd like to share with us, please comment when you see our IG appearing, because we would love to add more glimmer moments to everyone's life.
Hi, guys. Just to share, this podcast is solely presented for entertainment and educational purposes. We're your besties and sharing our perspectives with you. With love, your Chatterbox Besties.